The AMEND mitral annuloplasty ring is a novel technology in which we go through the vein in the leg, cross over from the right to the left side of the heart, and implant a ring that is about the same size and shape of most rings that are placed with open cardiac surgery. The ring itself is designed to reduce the anterior, posterior dimensions of the mitral valve. In other words, the front and back parts of the valve to reduce the AP diameter about 10 millimeters. When it reduces that diameter about 10 millimeters, it's known to increase coaptation across the entire mitral valve of 5 millimeters or more. And that's how it helps to reduce or treat patients with MR. It's a relatively new technology. And so, with all new technologies, there's always a learning curve. The steering is intuitive in that it comes from the groin or the femoral veins, like other transcatheter devices. So, the steering aspects are very familiar to those of us who work in this field. The little knobs and um, different technical parts of the procedures that require switches and things. Those are different, but those are easily learned. It took our team probably about an hour, sorry, a day and a half before we were fully trained, and we were able to complete the procedure in under 2 hours. Our first procedure here. So, for a new technology, honestly, 2 hours is pretty remarkable, especially given the complexities that we know that can exist in patients with angioplasty. So the amend ring is the first. It isn't the first of its kind in terms of being an anaplastic device, but it is by far the most successful. And it currently is the only anaplastic device in clinical trials that's a direct anaplasty. In other words, some technologies may interact with the valve at different levels, including from the coronary sinus. But the amend ring directly implants on the mitral annulus, and thereby it really exerts a direct angioplasty effect. I think the amend ring has the ability to really transform the field in a big way because it's the one piece of our toolbox that we really need as interventionalists. Surgeons essentially try to put rings in patients every time they try to repair mitral valve. And we know the outcomes are better in patients who get rings than those who don't get rings. So the ability of us to be able to do this from an interventional standpoint through the grind is really just pioneering. It's a great time to be in this field and to be able to do something here for the first time in the United States with this technology. It's been just amazing. So the technology is just starting in an early feasibility study in the United States. So we need to go through the EFS and make sure that that trial gets done completely. We currently plan to enroll 15 patients in the EFS this year. After that, it'll be on to a pivotal clinical trial. Hopefully, at the end of this year, we'll have much more clarity as to what the trial design for that trial will be. But we're probably still a few years yet away from approval. I think the most amazing thing about the AMEND technology is that it really is a platform for future transcatheter mitral surgeries. When we think about the role of annuloplasty for stabilizing and treating patients with MR, it's fundamental. And what's important about technology like this is that it's fundamental to all the other things we do in terms of repair, replacement. And it allows all those other technologies to still take place. In other words, we can start with the amend ring, do chordal repair, do tier, or even do valve and complete valve replacement with the amend in place. So it really is a first line therapy. It's a platform that's permissive that allows all other technologies to continue to be used. And that's why, as a central anchor in the toolbox, I think that amend ring is really exciting.